Can you call Mary Jo back? Thank you. I guess we should just stop because she was in the middle of a thought. What we'll do is we'll just cut the tape. See, what you do is you put the tape. We have this aluminum guide, and you put the tape in the aluminum guide, and there's a razor.
I used to do something similar to this when I pasted up newspapers.
Yeah, very similar.
We use wax and paper.
I got somebody mad at me because, oh no, it was on this show. In fact, I owe Julio Ojeda-Zapata a apology. He writes for the Minneapolis Star Tribune, I think, whatever, Star Ledger. So he's going to be mad at me again. And you and I were talking about this wax paste-up process. And I said, newspapers still do this. Why don't they do InDesign? He said, nobody still does this. Nobody. And he's right. Everybody's using InDesign or some similar electronic layout. But the way I found that out is I did a search, and I found out where my misguided thinking came from. Because I remember not so long ago going to the San Francisco Chronicle and being stunned that they were still using wax and laying out the cartoons. I was watching them lay out the cartoons. And it was 2003, and I found an article that said the Chronicle was like the last newspaper in the nation to finally abandon.
I used to do this for the Patriot Ledger in Quincy.
Yeah.
Friday nights, it was the big night because Saturday was like their Sunday paper. And
so you come by being a journalist honest. You did the right stuff.
I was in the trenches, Leo.
Yeah, that's the real
I also
deal.
worked for the Daily Transcript in Dedham.
Really? So you wanted to be a journalist as a kid?
We had our own printing press.
Or did you want to be a pressman?
No,
that would have been a bad career choice, I might point out.
It was gonna be art related.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So, you were a graphic designer. That's right. People don't know that you're actually quite an accomplished artist.
It's like
I've seen your.
I was
doodles.
also an accomplished basketball player at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I still play basketball, just not accomplished.
I know you. You play with your elder men's group, your masters, the basketball masters.
I'm about to cross an interesting milestone. When I was a kid, I played basketball in a league with my dad at the school up the street. So this would have been in the 1980s, and I play there now as an adult. Coincidentally, really, but my son is 14, so we often need guys, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he will show up in some sub capacity, and then be playing basketball with me on the same court that I played with my dad when I was a kid.
Wow,
it's just going to be a weird moment for me.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's kind of neat. Here's the article, by the way, from 2003. Where they're talking to the pressman at the San Francisco Chronicle.
Sure.
They waxed now Wayne. And
notice, by the way, notice the lack of non-white hair in this photo.
These guys.
I mean, these guys, started doing this when World War II was ending.
Yeah. This was in 2003, and it says that the Chronicle was one of the last newspapers that finally went to a digital pagination system. The last major dailies. Now, I bet there's a lot of small papers still, they couldn't afford, these all of this.
Sure.
But so, Julio, I apologize. You're absolutely right. Big papers, most papers.
Well, this is like any other business where if you were a small paper, small papers don't print their own paper. It's done for them by some local company that does it for everybody. And they in some ways might have switched over more quickly simply because they didn't have to do it themselves.
That's true. That's a good point.
It was an efficiency.
And the Chronicle, for a long time, had, during press time, the building was vibrating because they had the big presses.
Oh, yeah. No, I used to hang out in the...
so cool, wasn't it?
Press. Yeah.
He's, by the way, Julio, I apologize, he's with the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Let's get that newspaper name correct. Julio Ojeda-Zapata. So I apologize, Julio. He was fairly livid that I would imply... It's really interesting because when you are in a field and you know the facts of that field, you're always disappointed by mainstream media who gets it wrong.
Oh, well, Mary Jo will appreciate this because I have a sort of undying love for any media that holds up journalism in the best possible light. So something like All the President's Men, like the movie version especially, where it's like you venerate these people, It's not the way it is in real life.
No.
And
They're hard drinking sons
wish
of
it was.
bitches, and never forget it.
Yeah.
Anyway,